If I were to go back in time and start all over again, what would I do and what would I do differently? So, number one thing I would do is that I would set up a Google business profile, right, online. Now, this is not something that you'll spend a lot of time in, okay? This is something that is, I think, if you have a local business, especially in real estate, whether you're an investor or whether you're an agent, you got to set this up. This is number one that I would do. And if you have one, great. There are four essential things that you got to do. Download this blueprint that will list all the things that you need to do. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I would accept the fact that if you're first starting out for the first time, nobody is going to contact you. So what you got to do is you have to compile a list. This is something immediate that you would do. Compile a list of all the people that you know in your phone, go through your contacts and go through all your emails and make a list of all the people in your contacts. Also, the other thing is all the people in your social media. I have a framework that I think that will be helpful. The framework will depend upon whether you're contacting these people on a professional level or in your professional network or personal. Now, this is as if I'm starting fresh. You got to power through this and make and go through this, whether that list is 50 people, and then going through your social media. Basically, this is a video. Let me see. It's a 10-minute video that I think is going to help you understand this framework. So when you're talking about your professional network, your goal here is to move these people to a call or a Zoom call, right? Either a phone call. And basically you're saying, hey, whoever, hope you're doing well. Have a few minutes to catch up. Would love to check in and see how you're doing, and just something just generic, ultimately to get them to get on a call with you, right? Now, on a personal network where it's maybe on social media, then you want to go on this framework saying you want to acknowledge them, compliment them, and then ask, right? So, for example, I say, hey, I saw you recently switched jobs and moved. How do you like your new job town? And then you want to bridge the gap or bridge the conversation to, hey, by the way, do you know anyone who's possibly looking to? So, depending on what you're doing, if you're an agent, buy and sell real, home. If you're an investor or wholesaler, do you know anybody possibly looking to sell their home, right? And so, and then if they do refer you, or if they do refer you, then you send them a simple thank you gift, right? And it could be as simple as a card to a gift card to a local restaurant or whatever, right? The number one thing I want to mention is that you want to create a CRM. Basically say at the end of that conversation is, I would love to have your email address so I could keep you in touch, right? Now, how you keep in touch with your personal and your professional, those are two separate lists. And this is a platform that I basically developed. This is the CRM, right? And whether you use this CRM or whether you use some other CRM, it doesn't matter. The point here is that I think most people undervalue when you're starting out to build that email list or build that list. And so what this does, I'm going to give you an example here of this is my marketing agency talking with somebody to a professional network. And in this case, this is my real estate email address. And so this is what's available. So let's just say, for example, if I copied this email right here, right? So then I copy this and I put this. So if I wanted to send a text message, I would say, hey, Paul, right? Hope you're doing well. I want a few minutes to catch up this week. We'd love to check in and see how you're doing and share some exciting news that I'm working on. Hoping that you're open to it, right? So this platform actually has a phone number associated with it, and so we're able to send a text message. And when I send this text message, it gets delivered to this phone number. This happens to be the business phone number, but I do receive text message through that business phone number. And so when I send the text, it goes out. Basically, that's what it shows, right? And then as a result of that, I can actually send or add notes in here. So if I add a note here, I would say, hey, you know, any conversation I developed here, then I will make a note here, right? Send a text message today, right? Something like that. I'll just add a note here. You know, if they want to make a phone call, then you can actually make the call and call them right here at this point and make the phone call directly here, right? If you wanted to set up an appointment with them, then you have the ability here. Let me pull this up here. This is a calendar. So if you wanted to schedule a calendar, and then you can send this calendar link directly from here. And then if he replies, "Hey, send me a calendar link," then you can just send a calendar link here, and basically they will be able to schedule a calendar link. So then if they click on that, they will be able to see my calendar right there, right? So that enables them to schedule a calendar, or you can actually make the call, right? If you're doing this via text message, you could just give them a call, and then you basically bridge the gap, right? By the way, so after you have a talk with that person, do you know anyone who could possibly be looking for? So what Alex and Moji talks about, and I think this is what we most make the mistake of doing um, when we're first starting out, is trying to make the sale with that person. That's not what you're trying to do. Your main goal is not to sell to them, is to get referrals, to say, hey, do you know anybody that could potentially be looking to buy and sell? You're not looking at your friends as targets for to sell to them. You're looking to connect with them. The other thing that I would do, right, um, is do what I call the difference between active marketing and complement that with online marketing. The number one thing that I see people doing wrong when it comes to online marketing, because that's my specialty, right? Is that real estate professionals in particular, they try one marketing for a couple of months, they stop, or they don't necessarily stop, but for whatever reason, right? And they go on to another marketing, and then you go chase another marketing, and you do that throughout many years. What I would say is that your online marketing should be done, complement both what you're doing in your active marketing with your online marketing. This is something that most business owners, I think, have a difficult time with, right? So, what are some of the active marketing that you should be doing? Cold calling. I'm not saying do all of these. I've done all of these, right? Direct mail, right? If you're an agent, it would be probably farming, to sending mail to certain farm markets, right? Going to local meetups, or even better, starting your own meetup, or going to BMI meetings, right? Leveraging other networks. If you have a list, database reactivation. If you're audacious, then you're going in person to local businesses, right? The number one problem with whenever you're doing these active marketing is that you're not setting up systems. And if I had to go redo everything over again and I was starting, I would work on building systems, processes, and teams. Let's say you're doing direct mail. If you're doing direct mail, you set up a budget to do that every single month. And the same thing with meetups, right? Find a meetup that you resonate with, that you want to consistently go every single time on a consistent basis, right? Inconsistency is what is going to kill your business. Let's just say if you're a real estate investor, going into real estate agencies, right, and telling them about what you do and how you help. You're not trying to sell them, but you're trying to sell to help them to help their customers. All right. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week. Okay. Bye now.